given the all-clear from the game's governing body, the ICC, to stage its matches, the first of which takes place on March the 13th. Meanwhile, all eyes are on the co-host Bangladesh, who host India in Saturday's opening match. Andy Richardson reports.
14 rival captains together in the same place at the same time. Quite an achievement for a World Cup that will see teams crisscrossing 3 countries. With matches in Bangladesh, India and Sri Lanka, the logistical challenge here looks to be on a par with the sporting one.
Playing at home is great. The subcontinent has a lot of passion for the games, and Sri Lanka especially so. So to play in front of our home crowds on our home grounds for most of the games will be quite important to us.
Bangladesh is sharing hosting duties for the first time. This its biggest sporting event since independence in 1971.
It is possible.
The man who scored the first ever Test century for Bangladesh sees this as a key moment in his country's history.
Their only happiness is cricket, and that's when cricket success comes, they hold it. So they think that this is the only way they can celebrate, because compared to the other sports like football and others, we are far, far away.
Dhakar's newly renovated Shira Bangla Stadium is being readied ahead of what's sure to be an emotional opening game against India. It's the first of no less than 49 matches.
The Cricket World Cup has evolved into something that's unrecognisable from its first edition back in 1975. On that occasion, 8 teams stayed in the same English hotel for an event that lasted just a couple of weeks. Well, this competition sprawls across 3 countries and across 3 calendar months. Maintaining public interest for the duration, well, that will be quite a challenge.
I hereby declare the ICC Cricket World Cup open.
Right now, though, containing excitement is the only issue in Bangladesh. Their opening ceremony arrived a full 2 days before the first ball was to be bowled. Saturday just can't come soon enough. Andy Richardson, AlJazeera, Dhaka.
Well, as you heard Andy mention, there are 14 teams in this World Cup. Well, that will be reduced to 10 by the next tournament, which will take place in Australia in 2015. Understandably, some of the smaller nations like Canada, seen here playing a warm-up game against England, are very angry at the move. They claim that their standards won't improve if they don't get a chance to compete at the top level. But the ICC say the associate countries like Canada, Kenya and the Netherlands are better suited to T20 cricket.
We've felt in the past few years that 2020 is the format best disposed to spread the game, to develop the game. It provides a better environment for competition, that particular format, and hence why 2020, we believe, is the format to use to develop and spread the game.
To Europa League football now, where the first leg of the round of 32 matches were played on Thursday. Anderlecht lost 3-0 to Dutch side Ajax. Spartak Moscow came back from 2-0 down to beat Basel 3-2, while Spain's Villarreal held Italy's Napoli to a goalless draw. Porto have kept their 100% away record in this season's competition intact after winning at Sevilla 2-1. And Czech side Sparta Prague held Liverpool to a 0-0 draw. Now, this is London's City Hall, where UEFA revealed the ticket prices for this year's Champions League final will be the most expensive ever. If you want to go to the final at London's Wembley Stadium in May, the cheapest ticket will set you back an eye-watering $242. That's the cheapest ticket. It's led some to suggest that ordinary fans are being priced out of the market.
The increase in price of last year, and well, we think it's a moderate increase. It's in the order of 10–15%, and Champions League final has been in a way underpriced for many years.
Tennis, and Caroline Wozniacki has regained her world #1 ranking after reaching the semi-finals of the Dubai Tennis Championships. The Dane, seen here playing on Thursday, regains the top spot after briefly losing it to the Australian Open champion Kim Clijsters last week. She will now face either Samantha Stosur or Jelena Jankovic in the last 4. Meanwhile, on the men's tour, former world #1s Leighton Hewitt and Andy Roddick are set to clash in the quarter-finals of the Memphis International. The Australian Hewitt came back from a set down to beat France's Adrien Maranhino. While top seed Andy Roddick had an easier time polishing off Serb Janko Tipsarevic in straight sets. And good to see this on the comeback trail, the former US Open champion Juan Martín del Potro. He missed most of 2010 through injury, but he beat Croatian Ivan Dogic 6-4, 6-4. Rugby in Super 15 New Boys, the Melbourne Rebels were thrashed 43-0 by the New South Wales Waratahs in their first match of the competition on Friday. The Rebels, who are the newest franchise in the expanded tournament, were welcomed onto their home pitch by a near-capacity crowd. The side even held the visitors for a short period before their more experienced opponents ran it riot, running in a total of 7 tries. Kirkley Beale and Drew Mitchell both scoring 2 apiece to hand Melbourne a very warm welcome to Southern Hemisphere's rugby's biggest competition. Sorry, sport for now. I'll hand you back to Folly.
Thank you very much, Rahul. All right, stay with us on Al Jazeera. We'll have more news for you in the next 30 minutes. We'll be going back live to Egypt, where hundreds of thousands of people have taken to the streets to celebrate last week's removal of the country's leader, Hosni Mubarak. Of course, these demonstrations coming a week after Hosni Mubarak's resignation. Stay with us on Al Jazeera.
Thrilled by the speed, be delighted by the tastes, be inspired by the sights, and enjoy the hospitality. The Muscat Festival. It's here, January 27th to February 24th.
The times change. The instruments evolve. The battlegrounds shift.
This is America! Our country!
But the international struggle continues.
He was murdered!
Uncompromising, hard-hitting investigations.
I can't get no justice from no one in Jamaica.
People and power, at this time on Al Jazeera.
It's 1400 hours GMT. You're watching Al Jazeera live from Doha. I'm Fuli Batibo. These are our top stories. Tens of thousands of Egyptians are in Cairo's Liberation Square as part of a nationwide March of Victory. They're celebrating 1 week since former President Hosni Mubarak resigned. In Bahrain, hundreds have marched in support of the country's ruling monarchy in the capital, Manama. It came as thousands attended funerals for 4 people killed when the country's security forces attacked pro-democracy demonstrators on Thursday. And protests have also taken place in Yemen and Libya. Clashes have broken out between security officials and anti-government demonstrators in Sana'a, that's the Yemeni capital. 6 people have died in total since unrest began in that country. 1 person has died after a grenade attack in the southern city of Taiz. Activists have also taken to the streets in various cities across Libya, calling for change.